So till now we have studied our first two stanzas. Let's see at our third and fourth stanza. Our third stanza says, remember, they have eyes like ours. Ours means ours. That wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. Here you are not having any punctuation mark. That means enjoyment is there. Everyone is aware about this. Now again, remember is used again, so this word is repeated. What is the poet telling us to remember now? He is telling us that they too have eyes. We have two eyes. They too have two eyes. And what are the eyes used for? To wake up and to sleep. Similarly, we use our eyes to wake up and to sleep. When we wake up, we sleep through our eyes. When we close our eyes, we sleep. We provide them rest. It is same with those. With whom? Who are they? The person whom we consider are foreign. The person living in other countries. And strength that can be won by love. Like we say, that talk politely, talk lovably to someone, and you can win that person's heart. Similarly, he is saying that they are also the people who can be won by love instead of strength. You don't have to show your power to someone to make them love you or to love them. Just behave in a normal manner with them, behave politely, behave lovably, and you can win over them. Win over them means you can win their trust, you can win their love. In every land is common. In every land means every nation, every country, every state is common life. Common, what is common life? Means we are born, we have childhood, we have teenage, then we get adult, we live our life, we study, we work. That is safe at each and every land, be it any country. So he is saying that we all have common life that all can recognize and understand. Like if some foreigner is telling you his routine, you can relate. You have the same routine as well. You wake up, you freshen up, you get ready, you take your breakfast. It goes the same in each and every land. They have the same work to do. Their body functions the same. Their mind thinks in the same manner. Though the ideas can be different. But we have the same physiognomy. Coming to the third stanza we have, let us remember. Now again he is telling us that be aware. Don't get befooled. Whenever we are told, he is telling us when to remember. When we are told to hate our brothers, means whenever someone tells you, who will tell you? A person who is seeking some opportunity, an opportunist, a political leader who wants to win votes. So he will rise dispute among two groups and he will say you are foreign. Like you must have seen in India, we often have Hindu-Muslim riots. That is because of these opportunist people who between this conflict they win false trust. They say false things to people and they incite them. And they get filled with anger and then they fight. And who wins in this? Not the groups fighting, but some third person is winning. He is having other favors for himself. So he is telling us that you have to remember whenever you are told to hate, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess. He is telling us that it is ourselves we shall dispossess, betray and condemn. If we are cheating someone, if we are insulting someone, if we are disowning some person, it will be us whom we are disowning. Because we are born as humans, and as humans it is our birthright or it is our moral duty to live in a religion of brotherhood. We should live in a friendly manner. We should cooperate. We should live lovably. So he is telling us that if you are fighting amongst yourself, that means you are not betraying that person. You are betraying yourself because it was your duty to follow that religion of human, to follow the religion of humanity. But you are not following that, so you are not betraying someone else. You are betraying yourself. You are dispossessing your own self. Remember, we who take arms against each other, and it is us who are taking arms. It is us who are taking weapons, and not the third person who arose this dispute. It is not that person who asked us to fight that he is taking up arms and fighting himself. He is just passing on orders. and it should be our own decision to decide whether we have to do this or not. And the poet is telling us that we should not do this at all because it is against the religion of humanity, as we all are brothers and we should love our brothers and not hate them. I hope third and fourth stanza are clear. And if you talk about these two lines, again you are having enjambment over here. I hope these are clear. Let's look at the last stanza now. This is our last stanza. Let's have a look. It is the human earth that we defy. Our hills of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere are on. Remember, no men are foreign and no countries strange. So this is the line that is repeated again. So now in third and fourth paragraph we were talking about wars. Now the poet is telling us that if you are taking to wars, then you are not ruining. You defy means ruin, completely destroy. Then he is saying that the thing that you are destroying is your own. It is your human earth. And the earth, the environment that is around you will turn as hell. How it will turn as hell? Because there are many after effects of war. There will be pollution all over. Air will be polluted, land will be polluted, water will be polluted, diseases will be all around as a result of use of gases and all scientific weapons. So he's telling us that our environment will turn as hells, and then the hell that will also be ours, that we will be responsible for that environment as well, which will be of dust and outrage, and it will destroy the innocence of people. Of air that is everywhere our own, and the air that we are breathing will also be polluted, and we will all have to share that air. It is not that war has occurred on the land of Pakistan. The air there is polluted and it will not affect the air present in India. It is not that. We all know that gases are always in motion in the open surface, and land is open, there are no barriers for the air to stop, so it will remain in motion, and the air which is polluted in some another nation will also get transferred to India, and we too will have to suffer the after effects of that war. So he is telling us that the air or the earth that is present in any particular nation is not there only, it is also ours, and it will be of everyone, not just ours. It will be of the entire world. No one can limit it. Remember, no man are foreign and no country is strange. So he is telling us that, remember, no one is foreign, no country is strange. No air is of some other people, land is not of someone other. But we all share the common things. These are the things provided by nature, and they are common for us. And if something bad is happening at some one place of any other nation, it will obviously directly or indirectly affect as well. So we have to try that. We have to follow the path of humanity. We have to follow the religion of humanity, and we have not to take to wars. So that was all for our poem. Now let's talk about the theme and message of our poem. So before talking about the theme and message, let's talk about title. What is the title telling us? The title is telling us about universal brotherhood. The title is telling us that we all are one. It is a universe that we all are living in, and we all are same. So we can say it is absolutely correct. As we all are same, it can be possible that we have different religions, we have different color, we have different languages, but we all have the same faith, we have the same life, we have the same process in which our body works. So if we talk about the theme, what is the theme that you get? We get the theme of oneness. All people are saying the theme of oneness, and the poet is telling us that we should not be fooled by superficial reasons. What does word superficial means? Superficial means something that appears true on surface, but which is not actually true if you will dwell into it. There is something that is shown to you as truth. But if you will ponder over that truth, if you will think about it, if you will go deep inside the truth, you will find that it is false. So that is called superficial. So the poet is saying that for superficial reasons you should not take for granted your peace, as this is a peace poem. So he is telling us that the peace of the world should be the supremacy. You should always keep love at the topmost position, and you should live in a religion of brother. And the message that we get, we can say it is mainly for our political leaders or some other leaders. He is telling us that when we take up to war, it is not other people that we are injuring. Means not only the people we are injured, it is also us that are injured in one way or another. Like if war is there with some other country, not only the soldiers of that country will be hurt, soldiers of our country will also be hurt, and not only their economy will be destroyed in that process, even our economy will also get affected with that. We will also be wasting our money on the arms as they will be wasted. It will be the same for all. If our families will be losing their loved ones, the people of other country will also be losing their loved ones. So it is one and the same for all. It is not that only other people whom we are hating are at loss. In one way or the other, we are ultimately harming ourselves. So to stop all this, we should follow the path of peace and we should leave the path of war. We should not take up to wars. We should not take up to arms at every single position, and we should look for the ways in which we can resolve things with love, through communicating also. There are ways in which we can resolve our problems, as we all people are same and we have the common religion of humanity and a common race called humans. We all can be categorized as humans, so we all are same. So I hope the message is clear to each and everyone, and I hope you will follow the message. You don't have to fight, you have to follow the religion of humanity. Clear? Because if you will harm someone, it will in some way harm you. If not economically or financially, it will at least destroy your mental peace. At one place or another, at one time or another, sooner or later, you will realize that you have harmed someone. And if you have harmed someone, you cannot be at peace. Your soul will not accept that you are harming someone for your own personal interest. So, live in a friendly way, stop harming others, stop having a feeling of hatred for someone, because that will destroy your mental peace. So at least for your mental peace, you can give up hating someone. Just be indifferent, means you have nothing to do with that people. If you get worried, if you see that person is harming you, if you feel that you are not getting any positive vibes from that person, the best way is ignore. Stop hating someone that will harm you. Just consider him as a stranger and behave in a good way, behave in a moral way that will be appreciated by everyone as a human. So I hope everyone is clear with this. We are done with our poem of Unit 6. So that was all for today. Have a nice day everyone. Take care, stay safe. See you in the next